Thank you for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. It's one of our eMigr8 Open coaching session. What that means is that you, our audience, you are able to ask us any question that you do have. For those of us in the room, you are able to ask questions live on the call. And for those of us joining the recorded session or watching the replay, you can also ask questions in the comments, in the chat, and we would be able to answer as many of those questions as possible. eMigr8 focuses on tech-enabled visa opportunity for relocation and settlement. Our focus is on you as a tech talent being able to access multiple countries of the world who have made different visa opportunities available for the best of the best in the world to relocate to their countries. The countries like the US, like the UK, like Canada, France, and several other countries of the world, they have different visa opportunities available as long as you show yourself as being globally attractive. If you are globally attractive, you would have options. And what we do within the eMigr8 platform is to help you explore those options. We first of all help you become globally attractive. And then because you are globally attractive, you are able to get access to these visa opportunities. There's the UK Global Talent Visa. There's the US Global Talent Visa, actually the O1 visa for aliens with extraordinary abilities. There's the French Tech Visa. There's the Australian Global Talent Visa and several other visa opportunities available to you as a tech talent. And that is what we focus on the eMigr8 platform. But even if you're a beginner in the room, don't get discouraged, because within a 3 months to a 6 months period, you can become a tech talent. And there are different ways to optimize that journey. We are also able to help with that within the eMigr8 platform. eMigr8 runs a freemium model. What that means is that we do a lot of things for free. And this edition of eMigr8 Open Day, our open coaching session, is one of the things we do at no cost to you on the eMigr8 platform. We have several of such as well available to you. One of them we highly recommend is the eMigr8 community, because on the eMigr8 community, you can also ask questions in every one of our communities, because our community exists right now on 6 different social media platforms, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and a few other social media platforms. In every one of those communities, we do have coaches on the community that can answer your questions. You can post as many as you want within the community, and we would answer to the best of your ability, to the best of our ability. I must mention that this is not immigration advice, neither is it a legal advice. What we do on the eMigr8 platform is to share from the wealth of our knowledge, from the wealth of our experience, and share our opinion, give you direction, and hold you along this journey that's around this journey of you becoming globally attractive. You're welcome again to everyone just joining the platform. Welcome. Thank you for joining this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Today's edition is going to be an open coaching session. What that means in practice is that we will not be focusing on any one visa opportunity today. Instead, we would answer as many questions as possible. There are a number of questions from members of our communities already that we would have to go through. But then for those of us on the call, you are also able to come on stage, join the host, join me on this call, and then you are able to ask as many questions as you want. The only thing we will just mention to you is that because this is a recorded session, please don't share anything that you do not want to see on the internet, because we're actually live streaming to YouTube as well. Just to make sure I'm not speaking to myself, could you let me know in the chat if you can hear me and if you can see my screen? I know you won't be able to unmute yourself for now, but do let us know in the chat if you can hear me. Also, let us know in the chat if you can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. I see your messages. Thank you. Today's edition, we will be looking at a number of things at the same time. We will start by just sharing a little bit more around what eMigr8 is and also what eMigr8 is not. We will start with about the first few minutes of this session focused on that. Then right after, we'll jump into our Ask Me Anything session, which is the open coaching session. We have a combination of questions that we've compiled from the community, but we also know that you, our audience, you on the call today, you may have questions as well. We would go through as many questions as possible during this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. We have a number of other things to share with you as well. We've got the Settle in the UK as a tech talent package that we will talk a little bit about during this edition. We also will talk about our 2023 eMigr8 Tech Visa Landscape. It's a fantastic report for you if you're exploring this vast world of tech-enabled visa opportunities for relocation and settlement. It's a fantastic resource. It's going to be free, and it's something that we've compiled and we are going to be sharing with the world. We'll talk a bit more about that during the edition. And also, if you wait till the end of this session, we do have a gift for you. So we implore you, we encourage you to wait till the end of the session. It's power-packed with information. It's packed with a lot of nuggets that we know that you will find useful, and we know that it would be a contribution to your journey into the world of tech visa opportunities. Welcome again to those of us just joining this session. I would mention that within the eMigr8 community, we do have a number of replay videos available, a number of resources that we've made available over the months and years that we've actually been running the eMigr8 platform. We encourage you as members of our community to take advantage of these resources. We've got resources around the Canada Startup Visa. We've got resources around the UK Global Talent Visa. We've got resources around the French Tech Visa. We've got resources around the UK Skilled Worker Visa and several other tech-enabled visa opportunities from all over the world. On the eMigr8 platform, these resources are available, and they are available to you today for free. We encourage you as members of our community that take advantage of these resources. They are guides to your journey. They would help you because we have coaches on the platform who have shared their experience, who have shared different things, who have shared tips that you will probably not be able to find even if you Google them. They've shared their own unique journey. And you are able to take one or two things from that journey. You're able to take one or two things from that journey to add to your own unique roadmap, because no two individuals are the same. No two stories are the same, even for twins. However, there are things that you can learn from the next person. There are things that you can learn from the coaches on the eMigr8 platform. We've had many sessions, and many of these are available at no cost to you. Moving forward within the eMigr8 platform, we have a number of open days planned for this year and also into early next year. We have sessions around the UK Innovator Founder route. We have sessions around the UK Global Talent route. We have sessions around French Tech Visa and several other sessions as well. I need to tell you a bit more about what we are and what we do on and at eMigr8. eMigr8 is your tech-enabled opportunity for relocation and settlement. What we do at eMigr8 is we help you become globally attractive. And yes, for many of us in the room, you probably came into the room because you're interested in one visa or the other, or you're interested in figuring out what is available to me. Our objective transcends that on the eMigr8 platform. Our focus is that if you are globally attractive, you would have options. You would have options of staying in your own country and then relocate and then working globally. So you can work remotely or you can work within your own country's industry. And because you are globally attractive, you would probably be a top earner in any one of those scenarios. But then you can also decide that, oh, you want to explore further, you want to move your family out of your own country to a different country of the world. That is also available to you because visa opportunities are available to you to help you do that. The reason why the visa opportunities are available is for one reason, or a combination of reasons, but it's summed up into one word, which is that you are bringing value to that economy. They are not doing you a favor. The reason why the visa opportunity is available is because you are able to bring value. You're able to bring your innovation. You're able to bring your idea. You're able to bring your skill. You're able to bring the fact that you're an high income earner. You're able to create jobs in that new economy. And many forward-thinking countries of the world have realized that, tech is the new oil. Talent is the new resource that we must all fight for, we must all compete for. And so many countries of the world have made visa opportunities available to help you move to their country with your family because you can add value to their country. You can add value of your skill, of your experience, and several along those lines. That is why this visa opportunity is available. And so sometimes when people talk about it, they feel like, oh, these people are doing us a favor. The truth is they are not. The truth is, on the grand scheme of things, they realize that their country will be better off because they have you in their economy. And that's the reason why the visas are available. What we do at eMigr8 then is to help you explore this opportunity. No two individuals are the same. And so the opportunity that may be right for Mr. A may not be right for Mrs. B. And what we do on the eMigr8 platform is to help you explore to see what is available to you. What do you already qualify for? What can you qualify for in the next few months? What can you start targeting now as regards maybe a roadmap to say you already know what they're asking for, and then you can start targeting it and building your profile towards it. So what we do at eMigr8 is we help you become globally attractive. There are two options. It could be your tech profile, you as an individual, but it could also be your tech-enabled business, usually a startup, because for some people, their startup has actually been their visa to move to a different country like the US, like Canada, with the Canada startup visa and some others. But then it could also be your ticket, because we've seen examples of people who landed roles that came with a work visa sponsorship. And that work visa sponsorship included the company sponsoring them, paying for their insurance, paying for their flight, giving them relocation allowance. And many of these people have come to share their journey on the eMigr8 Open Day platform. So our services covers information sessions, general inquiry, coaching and handholding, helping you with a self-directed roadmap. And then if you want somebody to handhold you down this journey as well, eMigr8 is able to help with that. Practically, we could help with things like reviewing your application. If you were applying for the UK Global Talent Visa, for example, and you needed someone to review the application, review what you are putting together, review your story, we can help with that. Or if you got denied in terms of that application and you needed someone to just take a look to say, why was I denied? Do I have a good chance when I do the endorsement review? eMigr8 can help with that as well. We would mention that it's not legal advice, or immigration advice. Instead, it is the coaches sharing their experience with you because they've done it before and they have an insight that you do not as members of the community. eMigr8 services, as I mentioned, we run a freemium model, which means we do a number of things for free, a lot of things for free, and then we do a few things at a premium as well. So on the free side, we've got our information and inspiration sessions like this open day that you're on today. We've got the eMigr8 community, about 6 different social media platforms where you can ask questions and coaches will be able to answer as many as possible. We encourage you to share, like, comment, and also interact in those communities. We've got introductory videos available to you. We've got our monthly open day. We've got open coaching session like the one we'll be having today. And we've got visa specific office hours. And in addition to that, you are also able to have one short inquiry session at no cost to you. And these are personalized sessions. The only thing we encourage you to do is please ensure you have consumed all the other resources available before you go for the short inquiry session. The reason for that is because it would be the best use of you and the coach's time if you're not asking basic questions like, what is this visa? What is that visa? What does eMigr8 do? All of those kind of questions, the open days can answer that. But then you have a unique circumstance. You have specific questions around you that the coach is able to give insight about. Not legal advice, not immigration advice, but insight based on experience and based on information available. And that we found has been very useful. For some members of the community, that's all the support that they needed. But for then other members of the community, you may need much more than that. You may need much more. And then we've got the premium side where we've got the eMigr8 Circle, which is a premium community. We've got personalized coaching sessions. We've got different packages that may be helpful for you as well. If you are interested in any of this, you can go to beancom.net/eMigr8. eMigr8 is spelled eMigr with the number 8. That's how we spell eMigr8. If you go to beancom.net/eMigr8, you can begin your journey from there. We've got packages as well, like the move to the UK as a global talent, focused on specific visa opportunities. So move to the UK as a global talent is focused on the UK Global Talent Visa, which is also known as the Tech Nation Visa. We've got move to the UK as an innovator founder. We've got the settle in the UK as a tech talent. We'll spend a few minutes to speak about this particular package during today's session. But if you take a screenshot of this, these are some of the packages available to you as members of the eMigr8 community. And you can also join the eMigr8 community by just visiting the links on the screen or just searching for us on the different social media platforms. The eMigr8, once again, is spelled eMigr with the number 8. You can do that. And we encourage you, once you join the community, that you can engage with us, you can like and share and comment and also be active in the community, because if you're an active member of the community, you would get access to resources that other people in the community don't get access to, including premium sessions at no cost. eMigr8 is currently incubated by Beancom Dev Center, and Beancom Dev Center has a number of other services that may be of interest to you. I'll spend a few moments to talk about that. One of them is the Beancom Global Tech Program. The Beancom Global Tech Program focuses on helping you become globally attractive by helping you start your journey in the field of technology. It focuses on 3 key pillars. You can learn skills, gain experience, and then gain exposure in the field of technology. And so if you're trying to start and you're a beginner in the room, looking for what's my best entry point into the field of technology, whether the technical side of tech or the business side of tech, the Beancom Global Tech Program is a fantastic program that we recommend. On the business side of tech, we'll be speaking about skills like programming, C#, PHP, Python, and other programming languages, infrastructure and DevOps, and several others along that line. But on the business side, you will be talking about things like project management, product management, digital marketing, and several other skills along those lines as well. If you are looking for a way to get into the field of tech, and not just looking for theoretical experience, but you're looking for a way to be able to build your skill, but across those 3 key pillars, learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure, this is a recommended program for you. We also have the opportunity to learn tech now and pay later. Also, if you're at the intermediate level in the field of tech, and you realize that, oh, maybe I don't have the right experience and exposure. Yes, I've learned the skills, but I don't have the right experience and exposure for my next level. This program is also recommended for you because you can go through part of the short programs and for you to be able to go from one stage to the next. So if you're starting from scratch up to when you become intermediate, or if you're starting from intermediate level up to your next level, this program is highly recommended for you. This is a subset of that same program. The full program is 1 to 2 years, but then you may say, oh, fine, I just have 3 months for me to go from one level to the next. We've packaged that for you as well, available within the Beancom Dev Center platform. For experts in the room who may say that, oh, I'm an expert in the field of technology, I'm an expert in the field of technology. We feel like this is something that you may find useful, which is the Bincom mentoring platform. The Bincom mentoring platform will help you give back to the tech community. But you do know, and we would mention this severally, we've mentioned this severally on this platform, that if you mentor, it's one of the indicators that you can use to show yourself as globally attractive. And so we're encouraging you. It's a highly competitive platform, I must say that, but the first step is for you to apply onto the platform to say, oh, I'm interested in joining the Bincom mentoring platform. The link is on the screen, bincom.net/mentor registration, bincom.net/mentor registration. You can use that to register as a mentor and begin your journey of showing value to the tech ecosystem by leading others to where they need to be. I realize that some of you may not have seen my screen when I mentioned the other programs earlier, so I'm just going to flash those two on the screen. The Global Tech Program, bincom.net/global tech is where you need to go. The 3 months program is the one I mentioned earlier, which helps you go from one step to the other. This is what we were talking about. And then if you want to be a mentor within the Bincom Dev Center ecosystem, we are inviting you to register and apply to be a mentor. It is highly competitive, we must say that. However, the first step is for you to register to say, I'm interested in mentoring, and then we'll take it from there. The next one I'll talk about is Labs by Bincom. Labs by Bincom helps you to build a digital technology startup from scratch. It's a pre-incubator program. What we do is that we bring together 3 to 10 people that are also interested in building something. We bring you together into a team, and then you are able to ideate with that team to create something. Now, whatever you create, it must be innovative, it must be scalable, it must be viable, must also be used by real life users. It's 3 months to 6 months, and within that time, you must have built something from scratch, and then real life users will start using your minimum viable product, what we call an MVP. It's a fantastic journey if you are trying to get into the journey of building tech startups for the first time. It's also fantastic as practical learning to say I've learned a lot of theory, but I've not had the opportunity to apply it practically. It's also fantastic if you are trying to build a portfolio as a techie. Labs by Bincom is available to you. bincom.net/labs is where you want to go. The last one I'll mention is the Bincom Tech Career Coaching Service. And with our Tech Career Coaching Service, it's currently focused just on the UK tech ecosystem. We're working hard to expand it to other tech ecosystems over a period of time. So this is only available if you're interested in working in the UK tech ecosystem. Either you're already in the UK and then you're looking to work in the tech space in the UK, or you're somewhere else in the world and you're trying to move to the UK on the UK skilled worker visa to find a job that will land you a certificate of sponsorship. This is a fantastic service for you. The Bincom Tech Career Coaching Service. The Bincom Tech Career Coaching Service is a fantastic service for you to take a look at. If you're looking at landing the certificate of sponsorship on a skilled worker visa in the UK, what we do is a combination of many things. Introduction to tech recruiters, helping you to build relevant experience in the country, the UK for now, connecting you with tech recruiters, helping you with jobs that with work visa sponsorship. We help you land your next role faster. That's what we do with the Tech Career Coaching Service. We take a look at you and take you through that journey and handhold you through that journey of helping you land that role that will come with the work visa sponsorship. And so that's what we do with the Bincom Tech Career Coaching. It's available for you if you're already in the UK and you're trying to land a role that comes with sponsorship, or you're trying to land a role in the UK tech ecosystem at all. But it's also fantastic for you if you are not yet in the UK or you're trying to move to the UK on a visa that comes with the work visa sponsorship. So that's available as well. Thank you once again for joining us on this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Today's edition is focused on our eMigr8 Open Coaching session. And what that means is that you can raise your hand, you can come on stage, and you can ask any question you would like to ask from myself as the coach and the facilitator of today's edition. It's an ask me anything kind of edition, which means that you can ask any question that you would like to ask in your own, about yourself, your unique circumstance, or anything that you may want to know around tech visa opportunities. I will just mention again that this is a recorded session. We're live on YouTube, and so please don't share anything you don't want in public domain. Also, we will not be able to spotlight you if you do not already have your camera on. We will not be able to spotlight you. That's something with Zoom itself. And so please, if you would like to come on stage, we ask you to raise your hand. You can use the hand raise feature on Zoom to raise your hand. If you go under reactions in Zoom, you will find raise hand button. And that's what you want to use to raise your hand so that we are aware that you would like to come on stage and you would like to ask a question. Alternatively, you can post your questions in the chat. And when you post your question in the chat, we would be able to read the question and then react and answer the question to the best of our ability. This is not legal advice. This is not immigration advice. This is us sharing from our experience and sharing our opinion based on the information and experiences available to us within the eMigr8 platform. So welcome once again. Thank you for joining us. And so if you would like to come on stage, now is a good time for you to raise your hand using the hand raise button on Zoom. I'll just run through a few more slides and then we would come to the open coaching session. We have a number of questions available as well, and a number of questions have been asked in our various communities, some of which we will be able to answer during this edition of eMigr8 Open Coaching. It's an Ask Me Anything kind of edition. You can raise your hand on Zoom now, and then we will be looking at bringing you on stage at some point during the call. Thank you once again. As I was saying earlier, we focus on tech-enabled visa opportunities. And this slide, and I hope that some of us will take a screenshot of this slide, gives you a good example of the lay of the land. It helps you to understand the different visa opportunities available. And I would mention that this is not an exhaustive list. First of all, it's not an exhaustive list of visa opportunities. eMigr8 itself focuses only on tech-enabled visa opportunities. So we don't focus on any other type of visa, student visa, care worker visa, and also other visas that are available. They may also be good ways of relocating, but because you're a tech talent, we believe this is a low-cost option for you, because in some cases, everything will be done for you based on the fact that you've got that talent and you've got that exposure, you've got that experience available to move to the country you're looking at. Also, there are several countries of the world that have different visa opportunities available to you as a talent. And so this helps you to just see the lay of the land. First of all, what we've tried to do within the eMigr8 community is to break the visas into multiple options and multiple examples of the visa opportunities in terms of categories. Now, we've got categories of like startups to say if you're looking at your startup as the way to move, and then you can look at the UK Innovator Founder Visa, you can look at the US, you can look at the Canada Startup Visa, you can look at the French Tech Visa for founders, and several other startup visas are available. If you have a startup that has traction, you could use the Canada Startup Visa. If you just have an idea, right, you could use the UK Innovator Founder Visa because that is beginner friendly. And so those are different nuances, but at the end of the day, what these countries are saying is that if you've got intellectual property, if you've got an idea, if you've got an innovation that can potentially scale, bring it to our economy. We want you to come build in our economy. That's what all these countries of the world are saying. Another category are talent visas. Talent visas are usually to say that you have shown yourself either as promising or you've shown yourself as an established individual with extraordinary ability. The countries of the world are saying, come to our economy and come and add value to our economy. There's the UK Global Talent Visa, also known as the Tech Nation Visa. In the US, there's the O1 visa, which is for individuals with extraordinary ability. And there are several other visa options of this nature, like the German Blue Card visa. It's also similar to these visa opportunities as well, which is that because you've got a talent, you are able to land that visa opportunity, and then you are able to move to that economy in many cases without even having any job offer in the economy. We've now got the category of work or employment-based visas, which are visas where you get this visa because you have landed a job that will be able to give you the visa sponsorship. And so with the UK, you would see the skilled worker visa. With the US, we've got H1B1 and several other visa opportunities of that nature, and other countries as well. So please take a screenshot of this. Digital nomad is the last category I'll talk about. With the digital nomad visa, many countries are also saying, yes, you can come work in our economy, as particularly if you are going to be working remotely. You can move to our economy and come work there. And no, because we know that you will be spending money in our economy, maybe in some cases paying tax in our economy, and there are visa opportunities available because you're a digital nomad, or in some cases a temporary work visa. The lowest common denominator across all these visa options is that you are globally attractive. If you are globally attractive, you will have options. And that's the lowest common denominator across these visa opportunities. If you are globally attractive, you will have options. And that's the lowest common denominator across all these visa opportunities. And that's what will help you to become within the eMigr8 platform. But then you could also say, oh, but I'm a beginner. I haven't done much in the field of technology. What we say is that you are able to plan. You want to make sure that you plan your journey so that within the shortest possible time, you are recognized as becoming globally attractive. And there are different things that you can do starting today for you to make sure that you are going along those journeys to say from stage 0 to stage globally attractive within the shortest possible time. For many people in the room, you've already started. You've done things in the field of tech. Some of us in the room are highly advanced in the field of technology. Some of us in the room, you're already qualified for these visa opportunities. What you want to do is make sure that you are able to package yourself in the way where the different countries of the world will recognize that you are globally attractive. In some cases, people get rejected for these visa opportunities, not because they are not qualified, but because the way they presented themselves did not show their assessors that they are qualified. Understand that if the gate was just open, everybody would move to the different countries of the world that people want to move to. So they can't leave the gates open. They would have to have gatekeepers by means of requirements, by means of the type of profile of the people they are looking for, and so on. So you must fit that profile. And so in some cases, you may already be qualified today, but make sure that you are put your best foot forward as well. And that's part of the reason why we do the eMigr8 Open Day, to share as much information as possible, to share as much as we can, and to help as much as possible in your own unique journey to becoming globally attractive, in your own unique journey to being able to land these different visa opportunities. I would say again to our audience, if you would like to come on stage and ask a question, this is a good time for you to raise your hand on Zoom. I would also be taking questions that are in the chat. I would also be taking questions that are in the chat at this point as well. One more thing on our slide, just to touch on, is what we focus on the eMigr8 platform. We focus on visa opportunities that has a pathway to settlement. We focus on visa opportunities where you are able to move with your family. We focus on visa opportunities where even if you're a beginner, you are able to plan. And part of what we do within the eMigr8 community is that we do open days where we go in depth into these visa opportunities. We go in depth to be able to share with you to say, this is everything or many things that you need to know about this specific visa opportunity. And so for many of the opportunities and visas that I spoke about earlier, we have eMigr8 open days where we have drawn in depth into that visa opportunity. What that means is that we have a 1.5 hour, many 1.5 hour video focused on the global talent visas of the UK, global talent visa of Australia, and so on. We encourage you, if you're interested in any of these visa opportunities, that's a good place to start because we try to drill down and give you the lay of the land. We also encourage you to take a look and do your own research. Google the names of these visas. Go onto the official website and check what the requirements are. That's a good place to start as well because it starts giving you an idea. But then we understand that there's so much information that sometimes it may become very daunting. And that's why we are also here on the eMigr8 platform to be able to support. We are here on the communities. We are able to support and answer questions as much as possible. We also have the open coaching session where we can answer questions and we are able to interact and guide and share experiences and so on. We also have available premium services if you need them. We have premium services available as well for you if you need more support than that. So thank you so much for joining us. We will be going into the question session now. If you would like to come on stage, to ask a question live on this call, what you simply have to do is raise your hand on Zoom, and then we will be able to spotlight you, bring you on stage, and then we will be able to interact and ask your question. Please bear in mind that this is a recorded session, and so don't say anything you don't want to see on the internet. Second thing is that because of Zoom, you need to switch on your video for us to be able to spotlight you. Alternatively, if you would like, you can also drop your question in the chat. You can also drop your question in the various eMigr8 communities, and we will be able to answer as many as possible. Thank you for joining us. I will just take a quick water break for me, and then I'll be coming back to answer questions. Thank you and welcome back. Thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. It's our open coaching session. What that means is that you can ask questions as you would like, and we'll be able to answer as many as possible. The first question I see here says, someone with a background in project management, information management, and IT strategy and planning, what chance do we have to meet the technician requirements? The answer is yes, and I would be the answer. However, there are several things that you have not mentioned. With the technician visa, for those not familiar, technician visa is the UK Global Talent Visa for the field of digital technology. The UK has other global talent visa for arts and culture, for engineering, for fashion, and so on. But then there is the one for digital technology, which is the UK Global Talent Visa. For that visa, you need to be working in a product-led digital company for you to be able to qualify. You can be an employee, you can be the founder, you can be senior management, you can be a director, board member, in some cases, investor, in some cases, right? But you need to be working in a product-led digital technology or digital innovation. You did not say that whether or not you are in that. Now, if you are in consulting, don't automatically rule yourself out. There are different things you may be able to do. And even if you don't qualify today, you can work towards qualifying over a period of time. eMigr8 can help with that. But there are several things that you did not say. But with the UK Global Talent Visa, it is available for you whether you're on the technical side of tech or on the business side of tech. If you're on the technical side, programming, DevOps, and several other skills along those lines, this visa opportunity is available for you. But if you're on the business side of tech as well, project management, as you said, IT strategy and planning, as you said, and so on, the visa is also available for you as long as you are building, you've built or you are building product-led digital technology. And so that's the key thing that we would need to sort of check and all. But yeah, it's one of the skills that they are looking for in the UK at the moment. I'll go to the next question. I do have a good idea that I hope to mature through the Canada Startup Visa. How can eMigr8 be of assistance? So we are able to work with you from the ground up. I spoke about our pre-incubator program called Labs by Bincom, which is one of the services within the same Bincom Dev Center. And so that may be a good place to start. There's also the Bincom Incubator Program. That may also be a good place to start. But then as regards from an eMigr8 perspective, eMigr8 focuses on tech visa opportunities, then we're able to work with you along the lines of the idea. With the Canada Startup Visa, your startup must already have traction in your home country. Traction means that you already have real-life customers that have started paying for your product. Paying for your product. You must have that, which is different from how the UK Innovator Founder Visa looks at things to say, yes, it could be something new. It could be an idea that you're trying to move to the UK to build. So with the Canada Startup Visa, the starting point is the idea itself. Would it qualify for the Canada Startup Visa? There are criteria around the idea. Then there are criteria around the startup itself, and there are criteria around you as the founder. The idea is that, and your co-founders as well, you can move with up to 4 or 5 co-founders. I forget the numbers now, but you can move with many co-founders with the Canada Startup Visa. But there are several things to pre-qualify for the visa, and there are several things to be able to qualify. For you to be able to qualify, you need to have an endorsing body who looks at your idea and is able to say, yes, we want to endorse this idea to move to Canada. We've had an open day where one of our organizations that is an endorsing body came onto the platform and spoke to our community along those lines. If you didn't watch that particular open day, it's a good opportunity for you to go watch that. But we're able to help you along the line from ground zero to landing the visa. eMigr8 has services available to help you at this point. Thank you. Once again, I would just say thank you for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. We're happy to have you. I'm taking a question from the community. A question says, I'm a tech professional. Are there limitations I should be aware of when considering tech visas? So you didn't mention what tech visa you are talking about. So it's very difficult to answer this question generally. However, the key thing is that for many of these visa opportunities, you need to show yourself as highly skilled, highly experienced, and highly exposed in the field of technology. And those are 3 key pillars for you to take a look at. So across the different opportunities, as I said earlier, the lowest common denominator is that be globally attractive. If you are globally attractive, you would have options. And that's the lowest common denominator. Now, you didn't really say which visa you are talking about and so on. And so I would have to answer generally as well. I really don't like doing that on open coaching sessions because we would like to answer your own unique question from your own unique perspective. But yeah, some of those limitations is also for some visa opportunity. Let's use the UK Global Talent Visa, for example. It is not available for every single software developer in the world. They're only looking for you if you're able to show yourself as a leading talent in your field. And so sometimes people come and they're like, oh, I'm a project manager, and so therefore I automatically qualify. Not true, because you need to show that you are one of the leading talent. If I line up 10 project managers, are you top 2? Are you top 3 of those 10 project managers? Those are the kinds of things that you have to start looking at. And you can look at that from different ways in which, and there are different indicators that they take a look at. They look at, have you spoken at conferences and you're one of the keynote speakers in a conference of more than 100 people. They will look at things like, have you appeared in newspaper? Now, if you don't have any of those things, don't count yourself out, because there are several other criteria. If you go to the Technician Visa Guide, there are over 50 questions that they would ask you. Have you done this? Have you done that? You only need to tick some of those boxes, not all of those boxes. So for that visa opportunity, there are things for you to take a look at that will your profile qualify. Now, the interesting thing is that if you do not qualify today, there are things you can start doing today so that you qualify in a month. There are things you can start doing today so that you can qualify in 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, and so on. Now, it would depend on your unique circumstance. So I hope that I answered that question well enough for those of us, for the person that asked that question. All right, we'll go on to the next one. Says that I'm interested in the Learn Tech Now and Pay Later option. Learn Tech Now, Pay Later option is the global tech program. So what you want to do is go to bincom.net/global tech. It's a program to help you get into the field of tech. Or if you're already in the field of tech and you need the right experience, this program is also good for you because it helps you get from the stage where you are to your next stage as quickly as possible. A question is, do you help in applying for these visa opportunities? The answer is yes and no. No, in the sense that we are not immigration consultants. And so immigration consultant, it's a licensed field where immigration consultants or lawyers in some cases that would apply for you in terms of filling the forms and all of those kind of things. But for many tech talents, that's not what you need. What you need is the hand-holding of what do I need to qualify as, how do I need to qualify, and so on. Those are the kinds of things that you probably would need as a tech talent. Filling a form is just that, filling a form. The point is that, are you answering the questions in the way that is expected of you because your profile already qualifies? Right? So the first thing is that we want you to be that qualified person that these countries of the world are looking for. And then second thing is that you want to present yourself as that qualified person. So that's how we can help you within the eMigr8 platform. We do our relationship and partnership with lawyers. So if you really would like a lawyer to work with you in the journey for whatever reason, different people have different cases and no two people are the same. We are able to introduce you to our partner lawyers, to our partner immigration consultants, but that is not our own unique selling point. Our unique selling point is how can we help you become globally attractive as a techie? And that's what we focus on within the eMigr8 platform. You're welcome. For those just joining us, this is an edition of the eMigr8 Open Coaching Session. If you would like to come on stage, you can for this edition. You will be able to spotlight you and bring you on stage for you to ask your question. If you would like to do that, what you need to do is simply raise your hand on Zoom. For you to raise your hand, you will need to use the emotions button on Zoom and click raise hand under emotions. Once you do that, we will be able to spotlight you and bring you on stage for you to ask your questions. Somebody is asking, what considerations should I have for choosing one country over the other? So this is also a general question, but it's fine. I will answer it. What consideration in terms of what country of the world should I move to? And what considerations should I be looking at? It depends on you. It depends on your family. It depends on who you are. It depends on several things. But a few things you may want to be taking a look at is something like healthcare system and how you would pay for insurance. There are countries of the world where healthcare is free because you pay for insurance upfront. And so should you have a major illness, it is already covered. While some countries of the world, if you don't have insurance, you can go broke. America, for example, if you don't have health insurance in the USA, you will go broke very quickly. The interesting thing is that they can allow you to pay for the rest of your life for that hospital bill. But those are things that you may want to consider. You may want to consider quality of life, quality of education. But at the same time, the US is one of the highest paying countries of the world as regards the tech industry. And so with some countries, they may be paying half of what the US is paying for the same role in the same jurisdiction, for the same role at the same level. And so it would depend on several things. And those are things where you would have to then be able to weigh it. You want to look at the economy. You want to look at your industry. There are countries where a particular industry is better in that country than a different country. The UK, for example, is trying to build itself as the fintech capital of the world. And so because of that, there's a lot of funding available for that sector. So there are many things that you should be taking a look at if you are looking at that direction. I'll go to the next question. This question says, I'm software developer programmer with 2 years plus experience in JavaScript and other technologies. I've tried applying online to international companies, but without much progress. Do you think there's something I'm doing right or something I'm doing wrong? Yeah. So yes, so there are many tricks to it and there are many things. So the first part is for you to start applying. But one of the questions I typically will ask people is that, are you getting technical recruiters coming to you as well? Because if your LinkedIn profile is right, you would also have technical recruiters that are looking for your skill coming to you to say, I've got this role, are you interested? I've got this role, are you interested? Generally speaking, if you don't have a technical recruiter reaching out to you once a month or maybe once in 2 months, there's something wrong with your profile. There's something wrong with what you are projecting out there. However, a few things I can see immediately is that because you've got 2 years of experience, you are likely a junior developer, Many of the roles available, particularly internationally, would be available, that have sponsorship specifically, would be available at the intermediate to senior level of development. And so that may be one of the challenges as well, to say maybe you're applying for roles that you don't yet qualify for based on the years of experience I can see. But then there are 2-year experienced people that will qualify as an intermediate level developer. It depends on the quality of projects that you've had the opportunity to work on. And there are several things along those lines to consider. So that may be part of the challenge. In terms of your application as well, there are strategies in terms of how you apply that you may want to take a look at. We have an open day focused on landing a tech job in the UK tech ecosystem. We gave a number of tips on that particular open day on some of the things that you should do, apply when the role came out, use particular sites, run your CV through an ATS, several tips along those lines that we've gone through in one of the open days that we've done. We encourage you to watch that video and it may be useful as well. But yeah, that gives some insight into some of the things to consider. Same person says, is it the same person? Yep. Same person says, I'm interested in the US visa sponsorship program. What do I do? It depends on what you mean. And I think I've answered the question as well. If you are focusing on a specific visa, yeah. Next question says, IT technician with 15 years experience and without a global certification. Nobody really cares about certification. Sorry, let me read the question, then I'll answer. IT technician with 15 years experience. However, I'm without a global certification. I'm currently running CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Plus, Security Plus. Then I hope to go into cybersecurity fully. Please let me know how I can start my journey to move out of Nigeria with my family. Interesting question. IT technician with 15 years. The world doesn't really care about your certification. That's the first thing I'll mention, right? They really don't care, right? What they are interested in is if you are the round peg to fit the round hole. Do you have the right combination of skill, experience, and exposure for the role that you are applying for? If you do, then you have a good chance. If you don't, then you may not have a good chance. A few things I will mention though is that the world is moving away from hardware, physical hardware, and the world is moving into cloud computing. So you may need to repurpose your experience around cloud and infrastructure, cloud infrastructure specifically, rather than the physical IT, connecting LAN cable, and so on. Yes, there are some roles along those lines that are available, but there are more roles available if you are able to show yourself very skilled in the modern technology. You mentioned one of those, which is cybersecurity, but if you are just learning cybersecurity now, it will take a while for you to build the right level of exposure experience that you need. And so you need to stick to it, work at it to say, yes, I'm able to build this, and build it very, very fast. Because you already have 15 years of experience, it will be easier for you than somebody just joining the field from scratch. So the good thing is you have that advantage of a lot of years behind you. But then you need to make sure that you have the relevant skill that the world is looking for as at today. And then I've mentioned quite a number of different visa opportunities. You want to take a look at every one of those visa opportunities. Where does your interest lie? Are you interested in building a startup? Then you may be looking at some of the startup-based one. Are you looking for a role that has work visa sponsorship? Then you may be looking at some of those ones along those lines. So do your own research. You can also make use of our coaching session, and you get one coaching session at no cost to you. The only thing we've said to you is that please do your research before you go for the coaching session, because there's a cost for that coaching session. It's just at no cost to you. So once you've done your own research, you've consumed all the free resources we have available. I've mentioned some of them during this call. Then the next thing is that you can then speak with a coach who can give you additional direction, who can give you, look into this direction or look into that other direction. We do have paid coaching sessions as well, but that's not where you need to start from. Where you want to start from is doing your own research so that you then know these are the visas I'm targeting. These are the requirements. All of these things are in public domain. And then based on that, you can start doing things like looking at your profile to say, does my profile already qualify for this visa? If it doesn't qualify, do a gap analysis. How much gap do I have? If you need help, there are coaches available to be able to help. We also recommend that you can ask questions in the eMigr8 community. Within the community, we have other coaches, people that are also along this journey as you are. And then we have coaches that have also gone through the journey and are already on the other side, who are able to handle you. They want to help. Every coach on the eMigr8 platform genuinely wants to help, but we are limited by time, right? We are limited by time. And so we want to see that you've done your own homework. You've done your own homework, and then the next step is for you to then be able to say, okay, fine, these are my specific questions. And based on that, the coaches are able to direct you. If you need handholding, that is also available on the eMigr8 platform. So I hope I answered your question. And if you're globally attractive, you have many options. And that's what I would like you to please bear in mind. URL to join the WhatsApp community. We screen people joining the WhatsApp community. So we would say, join the other communities first. As you engage in the other communities, what we would do is that we would then be able to invite you to the WhatsApp community. And so start with the other community links. Once we see that you are serious about this journey, then we're able to screen you into the WhatsApp community. It's also a free community, but we screen the people that join that community. The next question says, policy changes. Policy changes. Every country of the world keeps changing their policy from time to time. And sorry, let me read the question. They were saying that, will policy changes affect my application to different countries? Policy changes can, and that's the reason why sometimes we say to you that these visa opportunities are available today. We cannot guarantee they will be available tomorrow. Unlike developing countries, when a country puts in a program, they must put in requirements. So it won't be around nepotism that, oh, I know somebody, or my brother's sister's wife, and so on. The country will show this is the type of person we are looking for. they are not allowed to discriminate. They are not allowed to discriminate around gender, around color, in terms of race, and so on. In fact, in some cases, they are not allowed to discriminate on age. So even if you are close to retirement, some of these visa opportunities are available to you. But they keep adjusting the policies, because what they are doing is that they are adjusting the rules so that they will only be able to attract the people they want, which are the people that can build their economy, and not the people they want, the people that will be a burden to their economy. That's how it works. So with the UK, there was the UK startup visa in 2022. UK startup visa existed. UK innovator visa existed in 2022. By April 2023, those visas were cancelled, and then a better visa, which is the UK innovator founder visa, was formed. I say a better visa. However, some people that will have qualified for the UK startup visa will no longer qualify for the UK innovator founder visa. So for some people, the policy has moved against them. Right? But yeah, in some cases, some policies are also moves better to say that they're able to then open up the door better to say, oh, fine, we want more people. And so they relax the rules. They want less people, they make the rule tighter. So yeah, policy changes could affect. The only thing is that the policy changes themselves will, as at today, we are talking about visa opportunities that exist as at today. It may change in the future, based on policy, we don't know, but that the visa opportunity that is available today, we are talking about them. Also, stay connected to the eMigr8 community, because as those policies are changing, a lot of times they will give you notice. They will give you 6 months notice. Many countries will not just shut any policy that they have or change the rules suddenly. They don't do that, because they are developed economies. They are bound by rules and by the rule of law. And so they will usually give notice. They will usually put out statements of changes and so on. And with the eMigr8 community, we're able to share that with you so that you're also aware to say these changes are happening around the visa opportunity that you are targeting. Another question says, what are your charges in preparing me to qualify as global talent? Already a software engineer. It will depend on what you need. Start with the things that are available to you for free. Start with the free videos available. We have several videos on the UK Global Talent Visa. Oh, okay, sorry. As a global tech person is what you said, not global talent visa, but I'll answer both ways. As global talent visa, free sessions are available, and start with the free session. And then based on that, we determine whether or not you need any paid coaching. Based on that, we determine whether or not you need paid charges as well. Around the global tech program, you're already a software engineer, and then what you're looking for is the right experience for the next level. If you go to beancom.net/global tech, there are multiple options there that you can take a look at. And I believe that once you fill the form, there's also information around pricing and so on that you can take a look at. But we recommend it for you. Link to previous open day sessions. You can find links to previous open day sessions if you go to beancom.net/eMigr8, beancom.net/eMigr8. You would, if you fill the form, you will get a mail, and that mail gives you some access to some curated videos that are already available in public domain. If you go on YouTube and you simply search for eMigr8 as well, using the spelling eMigr8, a number of videos will come up as well. Some of our old videos and so on are available on there as well. So you can use that as part of what you need for eMigr8 session. How do you join the community? We've mentioned this already. For you to join the community, the links will be shared by our team, and you can simply click on the link to join the community. Alternatively, if you simply go to beancom.net/eMigr8 and fill the form, you will get a mail from us. That mail contains a number of our resources, including the links to our different communities. And so you can start from there, fill the form at beancom.net/eMigr8. Item 6 on that form has the links to our different communities, and you can use that to choose and join the communities that you are most active in, or the platforms that you are most active on. Thank you for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. It's an open coaching session. It's an Ask Me Anything session. What that is that you can ask any question around tech visa opportunities, and we will answer to the best of our ability. I'm seeing many more questions in the chat. We will take the questions. If you are watching the replay video, you can still drop your questions in the comments, and an administrator or a community manager within eMigr8 will try and answer, will bring the questions to coaches and then get the answer for you as quickly as possible. We'll take another quick break, and when we come back, we would answer many more questions, and then we'll tell you about one of our packages, which is the Settle in the UK as a tech talent. We'll be right back. We're back. Thank you for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. If you're joining us just now, we're on the last leg of the edition, and it's actually an open coaching session. What that means is you can come on stage for you to interact with the coach. For you to do that, what you need to do is raise your hand with the hand raise button on Zoom. Once you raise your hand, we'll be able to spotlight you. We won't be able to spotlight you if your video is not on, so we'll need you to turn on your video. Also, because this is a recorded session and is live streaming on Zoom, please don't share anything you do not want to see in public domain, and don't share anything you do not want to see on the internet. We do have several questions from the community that we are running through. We will be unlikely to take all questions that are in the community at this point. However, we would answer as many as possible. We'll try and combine questions as we're on the last leg of today's edition. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat. We will get the answers to you as quickly as possible. Okay. And so let's talk about our Settled in the UK as a tech talent. Don't forget, I mentioned if you wait till the end, we do have a gift for you as well. If you wait till the end of this edition of eMigr8 Open Day, or you watch this video till the end, we do have a gift for you. We've got a package called the Settle in the UK as a tech talent. Now, this package focuses on 3 key visa opportunities: the UK Global Talent Visa, the UK Skilled Worker Visa, and the UK Innovator Founder Visa, in that order. Now, what this package helps you to do is, depending on your unique circumstance, we're able to handhold you and work with you with the eMigr8 triple guarantee as well, for you to be able to move and settle in the UK as a tech talent. If you are already in the UK and you're looking for a pathway to settlement, maybe you move to the UK as on the UK student visa or the UK startup visa, and you're interested in a pathway to settlement, this is a fantastic package for you. If you're looking to move from your own country to the UK as well, this is also a fantastic package for you. It has options for beginners and experts. So don't say, I'm not already a tech talent, this is not for me. Don't forget that you can get in the field of tech in as short as 3 months. Even so, if you're a legal professional, we will be exploring things like legal tech. We will be exploring things like how AI, you can bring AI, artificial intelligence, particularly Gen AI, into your field. So even if you're in farming, even if you are in hardware, logistics, construction, whatever it is, you may be able to qualify and move as a tech talent to the UK on this particular package. We are not going to make you pretend to be a tech talent. You will become a tech talent, and then you will be able to move to the UK as a tech talent. That's what we're able to work with you on the eMigr8 platform. So if you're a beginner in the room, this is fantastic for you. But if you're an expert in the room, it makes it easier. I didn't say it makes it easy. I just said it makes it easier, right? So if you're already in the field of tech and you're already in the field of tech, then we're able to help you as well and work with you to move to the UK as a tech talent. Now, if you're already in the field in terms of startup field, it makes it much easier as well. And we're able to work with you on this particular eMigr8 package of settle in the UK as a tech talent. If you're interested in moving with your spouse and dependents, this visa opportunity and this package is also interesting for you because you will be able to move with your family on any one of the visa options that I've mentioned. Now, the thing is that we wouldn't know which specific one you would qualify for on this call. However, we're able to work with you to qualify for one or all of the visa opportunities that I have mentioned. You would require a time and equity investment is required for you to be able to work with us on this visa pathway. There are budgets there, and in terms of time, we will need at least 3 to 6 months timeline estimate as well. But this is a fantastic opportunity. It's a fantastic opportunity if you were looking at something like the UK student visa, and you now know that the UK student visa no longer allows you to move with your family. And you weren't looking at the student visa because you wanted to go study, but because you were looking for a pathway to relocate your family. This visa opportunity and this package may be better off for you because you are able to move as a tech talent, adding value to the UK economy, and which to say that you wouldn't be building the next Facebook or the next Uber. This opportunity is available, and we are looking forward to working with you, whether you're a beginner in the field or whether you are an expert already in the field of technology. There will be options for you. Thank you for joining us, and we're coming to the last leg of this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Joining the community, we mentioned that already. Go to beancom.net/emigrate. If you fill that form, you will get a mail from us with a number of resources, and the mail from us with resources would include the links to the communities. And this person gave an additional information. You're right. I've never heard from any recruiter. How about finding remote jobs in these first world countries and working for them from here in Nigeria? Yes, that is very possible. And the first thing is also, as we mentioned earlier, if you are globally attractive, you will have options. You have options of working in your home economy and working in the digital sector in your home economy, because you will be an high income earner in your home economy. Or you could have option of working remotely from your home economy, working remotely in other first world countries. That is also possible. You may decide whether, because if you're not trying to move your family, for example, taxes are cheaper in your home economy, you are probably earning foreign currency and so on. So you have those options because you are globally attractive. And there are several people that we've worked with and several people that we currently work with that are actually doing that at the moment, are earning foreign currency from their own economy. But then you also have options of relocation and settlement. You have options of moving temporarily to different countries of the world, or options of moving and settling in those countries of the world as well. The UK, Canada, France, Germany, and several others all have visa opportunities available to attract you as a tech talent. And that's what we focus on the eMigr8 platform, how to help you become globally attractive, how to help you focus on landing those visa opportunities. That's what we focus on the eMigr8 platform. Thank you for joining us. We're on the final leg now, and we'll just be taking a few more questions, and then we will be rounding up this session of eMigr8 Open Day. We will no longer have time for the open coaching session. And so if you were planning to come live, this may be the last call. This is the last call, actually. If you are looking at coming live to ask a question, you can raise your hand using the hand raise button on Zoom. You need to go under reactions. If you click on reactions, then you can raise your hand on Zoom, and then we can spotlight you in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day for you to ask a question. This is the final call on that. We have a number of questions from the community, however, that we can answer. Somebody asked, how do I travel with my UI design skill? We've answered this question already. UI design is one of the technical skills in the field of technology. And if you just played back this video, we've already answered this question to a large extent. You are a tech talent, and because you're a tech talent, you would have option. Right. WhatsApp community link has changed. That's correct. That's because we now screen the people we admit into the WhatsApp community. And so join other communities first. And then should you, you can request from the community managers to say you want to be added to the WhatsApp community, and then they will be able to decide and assess you from that. Somebody saying, learn about the most affordable option, as all packages I could read about are rather beyond income right now. Yeah, so please don't forget that for us at eMigr8, we are running a freemium model. We have a number of opportunities available, and a number of our services are available at no cost to you. And what we usually advise our community members to do is start with what is available for free. You may not need any of our premium services. We've got a number of free services available. If you then need our premium services, that's fine as well. Those are available for you. But start with the services available at no cost. So cost is not a barrier at all, because it starts at no cost to you. It isn't really free, because the organization is paying, the coaches are sacrificing their time and all of that, but we genuinely want to help. That's the reason why many of the coaches are on the eMigr8 platform in the first place. It's our contribution to your career, to your journey, and so take advantage of it as much as possible. We would also encourage you to please tell a friend, share this with your colleague, share this with your industry, share this on your groups, share this far and wide to say these visa opportunities are available. Something we found, and part of the reason why we started the eMigr8 platform, is that we found that many people did not even know that these opportunities existed. And as at now, we know that many people still don't. Now, it gets worse, because for some that do know that they exist, sometimes they discount themselves to say, oh, it's not me they are talking about. Because when you hear the word global talent, sometimes you think, oh, I need to have won an Oscar or a Nobel Prize for me to qualify. It is not true. You may be that global talent that the countries of the world are looking for. And that's the reason why these opportunities are available. And that's the reason why we are talking about it. We are coaching on it. We are unloading you on it to see how we can help you become globally attractive very quickly. And because you are globally attractive, you have options. Somebody is asking, what are the various routes to tech visas aside the global talent visa route? And we've mentioned this as well. We shared the screen, and I will share that again just for this person's benefit, but we shared this already earlier to say that there are different opportunities available. And this landscape I'm sharing is not by any means the exhaustive list of tech-enabled visa opportunities. It's not an exhaustive list. This is just for you to get an idea of the lay of the land. And so what you can do is take a screenshot. Hopefully you can see my screen now. It should be coming up now. What you can do is you can take a screenshot of this page. And each one of these visas that we've mentioned there, you can Google them. There's a lot of information in public domain about each one of these visa opportunities. So the only opportunity available is not the UK Global Talent Visa. It's the UK Global Talent Visa is a fantastic opportunity if you're already qualified. The UK Global Talent Visa is a fantastic opportunity if you can qualify for it within a short period of time. But that is not the only opportunity available. There are several other opportunities from different countries of the world. Take a screenshot of this page, take a screenshot of this other page as well, and then Google these visa opportunities. it may be a good place for you to start exploring the options that are available to you within within tech-enabled visa opportunities generally, but then eMigr8 focuses and talks about it as well. This will also help, and you can join the waiting list by using the link on the screen. eMigr8 is launching soon the 2023 eMigr8 Tech Visa Landscape Report. The Tech Visa Landscape Report will help you get insight into various visa opportunities from multiple countries of the world. For you as newbie, as an intermediate person in the field, or as an expert in the field, it would be useful for you. Now, one of the key sections that the team has worked on is a section around hidden costs, for example. It's a section just helping you understand that for some of these visas, there are costs to them, but then in some cases as well, there are hidden costs that you may not know about or you may not have factored into your budget. We have tried to compile as much as possible along these lines. So it's a fantastic report for you to join the waiting list on. And once it launched, you will be one of the first few people to know once it has launched. We've called on members of our community to help with editing the report as well. So if you're interested in volunteering to get access to the draft of the report so that you can help with feedback, corrections, grammatical errors, and things like that, we've actually asked in the different communities of eMigr8 if you want to volunteer to do that. We are looking for those volunteers at the moment because we are putting final touches on the eMigr8 Tech Visa Landscape Report for 2023, and it's something we hope to continue doing on a year-on-year basis. But yeah, that's another resource available for you to use at this point. I'll just give a quick recap. And yes, we did mention that if you waited till the end, we had a gift for you. I'll talk about that gift shortly. eMigr8 will help you become globally attractive. These are some of the services that we have available on the eMigr8 platform. From information to handholding to road mapping, we can help. If you need help with visa endorsement, you can talk to us and it is free. It's not immigration advice, it's not legal advice, but it's that advice that you may be looking for because we help you become globally attractive. We run a freemium model. We've got free services and then we've got premium services as well. You may be interested in one or the other of these. And we've got packages focused on different visa opportunities of the world. I spoke around the Settled in the UK as a Tech Talent, which is a visa of focus. That's the last one on this screen, which helps with global talent, innovator founder, skilled worker visa with the eMigr8 triple guarantee involved in this as well. And there are several other packages as well. Move to Canada as a startup founder and several other packages you may be interested in. eMigr8 community is available for you. You can join the community. We encourage you to like, to share, to talk to people, ask questions, tweet about it, engage with us because the coaches are on those platforms available to help as well. We talked about the Bincom Global Tech Program, and we said that this is fantastic for you if you are looking to become a tech talent within the shortest possible time. If you need a journey from the beginning, this is useful for you. But if you're already in the field and you need the right experience and exposure, this is also available to you as well. We talked about some of the other services that we have available on the eMigr8 platform. And we said that for us at eMigr8, the lowest common denominator of this visa opportunity is that be globally attractive. If you're globally attractive, you will have options. And that's what we focus on the eMigr8 platform. Thank you for joining us on this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. We did mention if you waited to the end, you will get a gift from us. And this is the gift. Normally, for within the eMigr8 community, you are only eligible to one free short coaching session at no cost to you. But because you waited till the end of this session and you waited till the end of this eMigr8 Open Day, or watch the video to the end, you get access to a second free coaching session at no cost to you. And now the way we envisage that you could use this is that if you do the first coaching session, after consuming all the free resources as we mentioned, and you did the first coaching session, ask questions, looking for specific information for your own personal journey, you can do that. And then you can then ask the coach specific question for you. But then after you've done that session, in a few days or a week or month, you may have additional questions because the coaches usually will give you more direction, and then you do more research, you spend more time, you start preparing your application. If you then need more coaching as well, at no cost to you, you are able to book a second coaching session at no cost. And that is just a gift from us to you for being part of this edition of eMigr8 Open Day till the end. I'll just take the last few questions, and then I will give a final summary of today's session. If you're interested, for those of us interested in this UK Tech Talent Visa, how do we go about it? The way to go about it is just fill the form on beacom.net/emigrate. That's the first thing to do. You then can request for a specific service as necessary, and you can request for the coaching session as necessary as well. That's the place to start. So you can do that. What's the right next step I can take to help me become globally attractive? As a junior developer, what you want is the Beacom Global Tech Program. That's beacom.net/global tech. With the Beacom Global Tech Program, we would help you along 3 key pillars: learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure in the field of technology. Information about cost and everything is on that page, and so you can start the journey on that page. We do have the Learn Tech Now, Pay Later option as well for the Global Tech Program. It's not available for everybody. It is only available for specific people. Somebody says, project I'm working on that can be used by school providers, can it qualify as an innovation? The answer is yes, but then we will need to understand much more about that innovation itself. What is it? How is it being used? Is it the same thing that everybody else has, or is it something different? What's the unique selling proposition? Can it be patented, for example? Is there intellectual property in that? And those are the kinds of things that the coach can guide you on as well. And so you can book one of the free coaching sessions, or if you're interested in the paid coaching as well, that's fine. You can book one of the premium coaching sessions as well as needed. So thank you so much for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Apologies that we couldn't take every single question. We had lots of questions from the different communities. We tried to combine a few questions together as well. So we hope that this was valuable for you. We hope that this was valuable to you. And so if it was, could you let us have some feedback? If it was valuable to you, let us have feedback in the community. If this was valuable, it's part of why we're able to continue doing this, because we keep getting feedback of how much impact we are actually making in your lives and on your journey to becoming globally attractive. So if this was valuable, please let us know. It would help us to be able to continue doing this better. Let us know on this call, let us know in the community, but also share this information with friends. Share about eMigr8, but even if you don't want to advertise us as eMigr8, share about these visa opportunities to your network. Many people in your network, many people in your sphere of influence are not aware that these opportunities exist. And many of them that do even know they exist, some have discounted themselves, not knowing that, oh, I may already be qualified, or I may qualify in a short period of time for this visa opportunity. We usually try to speak to 5 categories of our audience on the eMigr8 platform, and I will try and run through that quickly as part of my final word. If you're a beginner in the field, what we've shown you is what your profile needs to look like for you to be globally attractive. And what you should be doing is gradually looking at the gaps and then be able to start that journey to becoming globally attractive. It's never too late to start. What will be sad is that 1 year from now, you are still at the same level where you were today. That's what will be sad, because there's many things that you can do today towards qualifying over a short period of time. If you're at intermediate level, which is the second category, do a gap analysis. You're at intermediate level, there are things that may be missing. There are things that you probably have done. There are things that are probably missing. Take a look at some of the visa opportunity. Take a look at the criteria. They've given you the answer sheet and the question paper to your exam. What you want to do is that, what does your profile look like today, and what are the gaps, so that you can start filling those gaps, so that within the shortest possible time, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, depending on your circumstance, maybe now, maybe one day, you will qualify for the visa opportunities. The criteria is usually in the public domain. You may need help with the translation of the criteria, which is why some coaches are available for you and so on. But start now, take action. If you're an expert in the room, you probably already qualify for many of these visa opportunities, probably. But sometimes people don't get the visas or the endorsement, not because they don't qualify, but because they've not packaged themselves in the right way to help the assessors see that this person is qualified for the visa that they are applying for or for the endorsement that they are applying for. Work on that. Do your own research. Spend some time on your application. Don't just assume that, oh, I'll just put together something and then I'll just submit. Many people get bounced that way and then they now pay attention and so on. And we are here to help as well. For those that move to different countries of the world without a pathway to settlement, which is the fourth category of people, we are also here to help. Some of these opportunities are available for you to switch to. And so you may want to take a look now. The one mistake we see that people make, particularly UK students, a mistake that we see UK students make, for example, is they wait till 2 months to the end of their current visa before they are looking for the next pathway to switch to. Whereas there are things they could have been doing 6 months earlier. There are things they could have been doing much earlier for them to qualify for some of these visa opportunities. We had encouraged you to pay attention now. Don't wait till when you are now desperate. Start planning now rather than later. And finally, for those that are ready to apply, which is the fifth category, if you are ready to apply for one of these visa opportunity or the other, speak with us at eMigr8. We are here to help. You can start with obviously the freemium package with the free ones, but then we do have some packages available as well to optimize your chances of qualifying for any one of these visa opportunities. We're available and we're here to help. But the key thing we would like you to take home as a member of our community today is that take action. We've spent the last 1 hour, 30 minutes or so talking about different things that you could do, talking about different opportunities that exist. But if you do not take action, it will just be that, just information without anything behind it. But then this information, there are some action you can take, either by just doing more research, either by doing the next step, and so on. It's up to you what that action is, but don't leave the call and not do anything with the information you've gotten. We don't want to see you months from now still finding out about the things you've already found out about because you didn't take action with what you have. And then from us at eMigr8, we encourage you, please share this opportunity with your network, share the opportunity with people around you. We've got a campaign starting today, or it's a campaign starting today around the opportunity, around relocation cost. It's a campaign that we're starting on the eMigr8 platform. Join that campaign. We are just asking you on our social media platform to tell us about a relocation cost that has surprised you. And you can use that to share with your community as well. And guess what? There's a prize to win if you join the campaign. The prize to win is a premium coaching session. A premium coaching session within the eMigr8 community. That's the prize to win from joining this campaign. And all they're asking you to do is share the surprising relocation cost story that you know about. And when we're asking for cost, not just the naira and kobo, not just the dollar and cents, not just the pounds and pence, but we're asking about opportunity cost lost, time lost, and so on as well. Share some of those stories within the eMigr8 community on the Beacon Dev Center handle. You can share the story there and you stand a chance to win one eMigr8 Tech Visa Premium Coaching Session. Thank you for joining us in this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. We hope it was valuable. If it was, give us feedback. And even if it wasn't as well, give us feedback because we know that we can always get better. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we do wish you the very best in your journey. Thank you.